Welcome back in. We have Doug Robertson, second year coach at Rockingham County, going through his first full offseason there. Last year they were 5-5, just missed the state playoffs, but they made some good progress last year, and this year they have 15 starters back from that team. Coach, how's the offseason been so far, and how excited are you for the season?
Very excited. I think we've had a good off season. We're a stronger team than we were last year. Obviously, played a lot of young guys last year, so we're more experienced. That's why we have so many returners. And then we've had a few new guys decide to come out, so we're excited about what we could be. And we'll see what happens as we things materialize throughout the season.
Awesome. We both have colds, so we're going to try to get through this as fast as possible. Let's go through your guys on offense. Who are some of the main players on that side of the ball that people in this state need to know about?
Well, first, one thing, if you're going to be good in football, or you got to have a good quarterback. So right now we have Luke Stripmatter back that played quarterback last year, but we got a young guy as a sophomore, Luke Fowler, who's pushing him for the job. So we'll see what happens with that competition. That competition will probably go through the scrimmages, and we'll see how that shakes out. Luke Stripmatter could probably help us at another skill position if it goes Fowler's way. So we feel good about that position either way. Brady Ross is back at receiver. James Thomas is back at receiver. Gage Rakestraw is back at our H-back position. That's very important for our offense. Christian De La Cruz, Malachi Bryant are at tailback that got a lot of reps last year. And then the OL, we got, Alex Page is back, returning starter. Gage Edwards is back as a returning starter. And then, we've had some guys play some snaps here and there on offense too. But we did lose 3 guys to that spot. So that's one thing we got to rebuild is our offensive line. But we feel good about our young guys.
Y'all run a spread gun system there. Any kind of twists to the scene, the system this year? Any kind of new wrinkles you want to put in this year?
Yeah, I mean we were a little more. We tried to do some triple stuff last year. We're going to be some more gap stuff this year, just to fit our personnel. We feel like we can throw it a little more than we did last year. We're going to have to throw it a little bit more than we did last year at a better success rate. So we've revamped some things. I guess is the best way to say it. Just try to see, because we weren't very good offensively last year. We know that, so we've tried to address that in the off season and try to put people in positions where they can help us. And we feel like we got a really good start.
On this defensive side of the ball, there were some outliers last year, but overall, I mean, the results, 12 points allowed, 7 points allowed, shutout, 6 points, shutout. So you had some pretty good moments last year on that defense. What are you kind of looking forward to out of that group this year?
Yeah, and just the experience coming back there too. I thought we did play good defense for the most part. We had some bad ones against some really good teams, but I thought with the teams that we matched up well with last year, I thought we played really good defense to give us the best chance to win. And one thing about our team, my teams that I coach, I try to put our best 11 guys on defense to give us a chance to win. Sometimes that hurts us a little bit offensively. But we're going to play our best 11 over there, and we're going to keep hopefully hold teams down to manageable scores, and we can figure it out on offense to try to find a way to score enough points. And if it happens to be the same guys, then so be it. But our job is to get them in shape and try to have enough backups that we can rest them on offense, because we're going to play our best on defense. So I think that's gave us a chance to win the 5 games we won with the philosophy we've had.
Yeah. Well, who are some of the names on the side of the ball that people need to know about?
Well, I think you're going to hear some of the same names. Trey Taylor is definitely a starter, returning defensive lineman. He's really had a good spring. Malachi Bryant's going to really move into that mic for Jake Chandler, who's graduated. Then you got your same names: James Thomas, Luke Stripmatter, Brady Ross in the secondary. Gage Rakestraw will play outside backer. Christian De La Cruz is going to play some backer. And then defensive line, Parker Upchurch is a returning defensive end starter. We're hoping he continues to get better there. John Perez is a returning starter there. Some different names that we haven't talked about. And then we got some newcomers. Noah Isley's coming up from our JV teams. Really had a good spring, works really hard. So Not trying to leave anybody out, but that's some names to look at.
Okay. Okay. Specialist wise, a lot of games getting won and lost with kicking, punting, and long snapping. Who are some of the players looking at that side of the ball?
Well, we're excited about that. We got our place kicker back, Jackson Ray's back, so we got him back, and our punter Gage Rakestraw, who's one of the best in the state, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Try to get him some looks at colleges and stuff this year, but he's a very talented punter. He was an all conference player and was up for the special teams player of the year, but it's hard to get that when you're in a conference with who we were in with. But having that back, we got to replace our long snapper. One thing we did last year, we did a lot of punting. Our offense wasn't very good, so we were really good at long snapper and really good at punting. Which I don't know this. You don't want to be have too much experience of that, but we got a lot of experience punting the football. So we got to replace James Gross at long snapping, and Alex Page is a guy that's had a good spring there. Luke Stripmatter can long snap. As far as our upperclassmen go, and we're still working some other guys, but we feel good out of the spring. I think that's what spring helps is you find who your specialists are, your returners, your long snappers, your short snappers, your holders, your kickers, your punters. So that's what I love about spring. You kind of go into the summer and this fall camp knowing, these are the guys need to get the reps.
Good, good. Well, I want to give you a chance to kind of go through your staff. All those guys are there helping you out because obviously you can't just do it all by yourself, Coach.
No, we have a good staff. One thing I did was kind of revamp the offense, staff. So I'm still over there on offense. I'll call the plays offensively for us, and then kind of starting down from we added Justin Sawyers. He was at Moorhead last year. He'll be our offensive line coach. We've a receiver. We've added a guy that coached with me at Page, Matt James, will be coaching receivers. Coach Keene, who's back, Kyrie Keene, will coach running backs with me. And then we've added Coach Jesse Wall, who's actually our women's basketball coach, is now coaching the quarterbacks and helping in the backfield with the skilled guys over there as well. So,
okay.
Offensively, I think we're much, got a little more experience, more seasoned veterans coaching. I think we'll be better over there for that reason. And defensively, Mike Jebbia is back for, I think, his 17th year here as DC. Does a really good job schematically there. Ali Norman, second year as a D-line coach. BJ Bottoms is our inside linebacker coach, also in his second year with me. And then outside, Coach Wall is going to kind of double up and coach outside linebackers at that level too. And then you got Coach Lynch is going to be also there to coach linebackers when he's available there too. So really feel good about our guys. A lot of those guys are Rockingham graduates, which I think is important to have alumni that have a vested interest in the Rockingham County, athletic program. So we're excited about that, and looking to build on what Brad did. Number one, Brad Baker before me, and then what I've tried to do since I've been here to keep building it.
Good, sounds good. Let's go through your schedule. What do you have going on in non-conference this year?
Non-conference, we tried to challenge ourselves. We know that we kind of foresaw the RPI being a more of a part of that based on so many split conferences. So I kind of front-ended that by getting a good non-conference schedule. We're going to open up with Southwest Guilford, who has a new football coach who's got a good reputation. We're going to follow that up with Magna Vista High School out of Ridgeway, Virginia, who's very good up in Virginia. And then Western Alamance, Coach Snuffer has always done a really good job, has a great program. And then Ashboro, who's coached really well coached team by Coach Brown, Calvin Brown, there at Ashboro. So those 4 games should get us ready for our new league, which we think is going to be a pretty good league too, with 3A, 4A, 5A split league.
Yeah, let's go through that conference. So the Mid-State, 3A, 4A, 5A, Bartlett, Yancey, McMichael, Walkertown are the 3As. The 4As are Carver, Moorhead, and Reedsville. Then you're the only 5A. Obviously, everyone knows about the Reedsville connection, but what do you kind of expect out of the league as a whole?
Well, I think, Reedsville's the one to beat. They've proven until somebody knocks them off out of that group, some of those teams are already in their league and didn't have any success there. So, but we heard what Walkertown is going to be very good. Coach does a real good job up there, Honeycutt. Carver's a much improved team with their coach. I think he's a newer coach that maybe is in his second or third year that's done a really good job kind of building back what used to be a championship program at Carver. BY always has athletes at Bartlett Yancey. So in their middle school, won our middle school league. So I think they'll have a good young group coming. So they're going to be a lot of athletes down there. Moorhead's got Coach McCants, a new coach. So they got some kind of they're breathing fresh air over there and see what happens there. And then Michael's in his second year. Coach Tapley's over there, and us here. So we're trying to put ourselves in the mix, and we open up with Michael, I think, and then we got Reedsville Walkertown, which probably preseason based on the past is what you got to preseason rank them. They got to be the two teams to beat. So we're going to find out real early where the Cougars are in the on the totem pole, so to speak.
Yeah. It's fun that they gave you Reedsville and Walkertown back to back.
Well, we don't have any say over that, so we're going. We like it because
There'll be a couple exciting weeks for sure.
Yeah, we'll know where we're at, and we play Reedsville here. Will be nice, and Walkertown will be away. So it's our schedules. If we actually have our earliest senior night, maybe in the state, because we have the last bye week, and the 2 games prior to our bye week are on the road. So our senior night's October the 10th.
Wow.
So we may be the tops in the state on that.
Was it week 8? That is
week. Let's see here. It'd be week 8, I think.
Yeah. You might have the earliest one.
We play week 9, week 10, and then off week 11.
Wow. Okay.
So
having a bye week that late? How are you going to try to approach that in terms of just the?
Well, if we're in the playoffs, that would give us, and with the possibility of even having 2 weeks off, because
right.
If you're good enough, you get a bye week going into the first after the first round of the playoffs. So our druthers would, if we had our pick, we'd like to get 2 weeks off because that means we've had a good successful season. But if not, we'll try to get them off their legs and cut down practice time, that week to kind of get them fresh for the playoffs. And then obviously if you're not close to the playoff mix, which we hope that's not the case, then you take your stuff up early. That's what you get. But it is what it is. And our JVs will finish up early. So I guess that's a good thing for them that if they're playing and not moving up for the playoffs, they can start their winter sports seasons, I guess, on the 23rd of October. So our winter sport coaches will be happy for that.
Yeah. I guess it just means you're going to have to be, extra conditioned coming into this season, since you're not going to be any week off there.
Yeah, the 10 weeks in a row is a grind, not just on the players, but our coaches, because we meet, on Sundays as staff to get ready for our week. And
your wives too.
Yeah, it's tough. We have some. We definitely put a strain on them to be a good coach's wife. Means you're not going to see your husband a lot, and that, and that's what you sign up for. And but I try to be somebody that if we're not working, go home, and I try to. And when the time you do spend with your family needs to be quality time when you're there and be engaged when you're at home rather than, wasting your time at home and not spending time with those folks. That's the ones that back you 100% when things aren't going the best.
Well said. Well, Coach, I appreciate you coming on today and telling me about your team. It's going to be an interesting year with all the starters back and all the new faces as well. I'm looking forward to seeing how you guys do in your second year, and best of luck this season.
I really appreciate it, and thanks for all you do for high school sports.